Okay, let's go. Right? Anyone else I need to talk to? Yes.
Time travel gives me a headache. I'm trying to understand. Val priests built a gateway to their future to escape becoming catastrophe. That I can see. They needed someone with Val blood to activate the gateway on the other end. The other end being now. Our time. Why didn't they just activate it themselves back then? So that it would still be active now. And isn't needing someone with Val blood on this end a critical flaw, given that they were trying to escape a disaster they feared might wipe out their people? Does time pass equally on both ends? Is a day here, a day there? What happens when their side has been open long enough for it to be now there, but the far future here? No, I'm probably overthinking this. Stay wary.
Anyone else I need to talk to?
Hello there.
Okay. I am ready, I think. $400.
Are these living God? In the flesh? Hello! My name is Alva Valai. It was I who... No, don't run away! Oh, giving me pose a threat. Let's go after them.
Hmm. Interesting place.
There they are.
What a warm welcome.
We mean no harm. Ah, I was hoping to avoid conflict.
Waypoints. Found the dead end. Perfect. Check the other side first. Okay. A lot of enemies. And I also need to work on my cold resist against those guys. Ouch. My shield. Okay, minions of a champion. There we go. There's a yellow champion.
Another corpse to serve me.
Ouch. My cold resist is terrible. My cold resist is so terrible against that. I need to fix my cold resist. Oops. Oh. Another yellow champion. Explore all those. Let's check up this way. There's a blue elite 11. Make sure that this is a dead end. Go ahead ahead and check this way. Checkpoint. Dead end. Nice. Good. A lot of enemies around. Affected by slows.
Bigger heart than mine.
I think I have to clear out very, very soon. I think I should just start clearing out. Oh, right. This place is not good to do that, huh? This place is so annoying to do that. Oh boy.
Quickly. Oh, our local.
Armor. Interesting. Almost. I need to toss. Alright. Better. Ah, this place is gonna be a pain to clear. On everywhere. What is this door? To the next place? Oh. Treasure room.
Oh, amazing. This looks valuable. What a find.
$8 gold. More gold. Okay. Just making sure all the clickables are checked. So what is this? Looks like a fight. Man, it reminds me of what? What does that remind me of? Oh yeah, that World of Warcraft thing I watched. I think where it closes in from both sides. Oh boy. Oh, why am I walking so slow?
Your rampage ends here!
Don't worry. I can solve this. This is all just a misunderstanding.
Which one of you activated the gate? Which one of you is a Val blood?
Why, that was me, of course. I am Alva the Lion, treasure hunter.
I don't think you want to reveal yourself like that.
Bring her to Doriani. As for you, I will pay back every drop of Val blood you have spilled.
You're all dead.
Uh-oh. Wow. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting fight. Hello there. Oh man, this fight. Hmm. So I need a lot of DPS. I mean, I did. I'm good. How are you? Hmm. I mean, the only other way to get more DPS is the what's that called? This one. I think I have to do this one. And I think it's time to get rid of that. Yep, welcome back. I said hi earlier. You were probably in ads. How are you doing? I'm just trying to find the more DPS right now. I mean, I did okay at the beginning of that fight. I should have dodged a little bit more though. Hmm. What else do I have? I mean, I'm playing really passively. Alright. I should have done that before the fight. Oh, not a problem. I want to see if I can do it, right? I mean, I'm just a passive player with minions. But yeah, I noticed that this fight is really annoying. But I want to try, right? I mean, I didn't die all that much up until this point, actually. So, like, my deaths, it only says 3 times total on this character. So I didn't really die all that much up until this point. Oh, I'm not annoyed. It was just I don't normally die. I mean, I did die like two other times, different places. Early on, I think it was probably Act 1, somewhere in the middle, and then I think Act 2, maybe once. I think it was that Azarian boss. Did I die in Act 1 or Act 2? Maybe those both deaths were in Act 2. I think one time might be in Lost City. Or something like that. I think one time was Lost City and then one was Azarian. Yeah, I just need DPS check, I think. So, don't need that. I think I should actually swap this over to that. Which Minion Arsonists? I mean, I never changed it yet. I have 5 of them at the top. Right. Yeah, that's fine. Um, hmm. I got her down to 1/3, right, just now. So, hmm. So I have to kill her before that phase? That'll be interesting. Infernal Legion. Hmm. See. Do I have... Okay. I guess I can go back and check some stuff. Very explosive. Okay. Alright. Let's take...
Stop fooling around.
Just to make sure I have... Okay. Is that a level 1 or level 2? Okay. It is level 2. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure it felt like a level 2. I just grabbed a level 1 in case I need something. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I should be using offering as well. I'm so lazy. I never did that the whole time. I mean, I know that I should have been doing that. I just what I do, my rotation is very simple, right? On my build, I didn't play command at first either. So what I used to do, yeah, I know it is. I just never did it because um my rotation is like I would just left click on the well, I mean, early on it was very simple gaming, right? So like my rotation is like just left click the monster, drop down the flame walls, and then enfeeble to reduce damage taken, and so on. And then rinse and repeat, basically. And then add in flammability whenever the fight takes a little longer, right? Longer and longer. So that's all I did. But yeah, I should...
pain offering.
Yeah, well, in the beginning, what I did was because anything that incoming, because the gearing was not great initially, and I just wanted to make sure, and then it did help a lot. Yeah, I like Enfeeble because it was just helpful in the beginning, and then I just kept using it because whenever I'm like good and accurate at aiming. Let's see. Just gonna make sure. Okay.
Hold down the button for Incinerate to launch a jet of flame and ignite your enemies. Holding for long enough causes the flame to lower enemies' fire resistance and leave burning ground. Hold down the button for Incinerate to launch a jet of flame and ignite your enemy.
Okay. Yeah, I have Detonate. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate your help too, because I'm just looking around. I might as well sell stuff actually while I'm at it. I mean, I wanted to keep my skill bar as simple as possible. That's why I played the way I played, and it was more for like Minion, aside from Pain Offering, obviously. 246. My bar seemed... Well, the bar wasn't actually for a boss fight, because the bar that I had, right, was more for zone clearing. Yeah, that's kind of like what I did, but I added Enfeeble in it. So I dropped it, I right-click twice, and then I Enfeeble, and then I Flame Ability. So I just put like the one thing I did is I just add in Enfeeble right after, just in case anything incoming damage comes through. Yeah, now that I have Pain Offering, I need to do that. So when you say blow up the Raging Spirits, right? Am I gonna be super busy trying to aim, like name lock my Raging Spirits, or just aim right where my Raging Spirits are because it's gonna be surrounding her? The usual ones on the Arsonists. Well, I just added the bidding because before I didn't play manual command. I mean, I should have, but I didn't find that I needed it for any of the bosses except for, I guess, um, back for let's say, I mean, depending on when you get the level 2, right? So early on you don't even get level 2 gems anyways, unless you're obviously getting it from some other person, um, or your own alts, right? So anyway, I never used bidding up until like now that I see that I need it for this boss. But yeah, I've always been using ignition and fire pen and fire pen. Um, I think early Act 3. Right, right. Yeah, I mean, I should have done that as soon as I unlocked level 2 or whatever, whenever bidding arrived. But I just didn't really need it. Even early just now, right? Yeah, on the rare monster, yeah. I mean, I just let my minions go at whatever, and then sure, I could have sped up against the rare monsters as well if I had played bidding the whole time for Act 3. Yeah, I never used Scatter. Do I need Scatter for her, though? Like, how much is the damage loss? Yeah. So the attack... Wait. The attack faster was on my... Uh... Raging Spirits. I mean, does it matter for this one? I guess it might, huh? Okay. What about a boss fight, though? And then earlier it wasn't helping because like one of my minions and a hound was outside. Yeah. Just now on the first fight attempt too, I saw that because I stood back too far, right? I knew that this was going to be like a boss fight, so I was just thinking not to stand too close. And then my hound happened to be on the outside, and obviously I didn't play any command hound or whatever, I guess. So the hound and one minion was on the outer ring. I mean, not that the hound was gonna help me by any means, but it was just like, you know, whatever I can get is better than something locked out. Yeah, I don't. I haven't had much on it. I only recently. What can the hound really have? Yeah, I think that's level 3, right? Or something like that. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong one. Because I searched it up last time. But I think it's a level 3. If the name is Fire Exposure, I remember seeing it at level 3.
Hey, boss, don't play on that.
Unless it's... So, Exposure, right? If we're talking about this... Unless we're talking about something else. So what is the name? Um... Okay.
Hey, boss, don't play on that.
Yeah, I don't know which one that is. I mean, it's good that you explain it, but it doesn't help me because I don't know what the name is. Or do you mean this? Do you mean this? Well, I typed it earlier. I mean, again, you're on your phone, but just telling you it's level 3. Because I mentioned it just now, right after the ad.
Hey, boss, get down from there.
Alright. Yeah, it's a level 3. So, unless, obviously, if you play... So, I explained this before to my friend. There's two ways to go about this, right? One, I know that I'm making it... One... Okay, so there's two ways to go about this kind of situation. Especially when it comes to level 3 kind of thing, right? Or anything, really, at the end of the day. Well, I would say that, first of all, it depends on whether you play, you know... Well, I'm not playing, like, SSF or anything like that, but I feel like there's a difference on some of the support gems. Well, I just want to call it runes, in a sense, where... So, you want to identify what drops for you as best you can, rather than extract everything from the other one, right? Of course, you use the other one to save yourself time based on gear, and if you lack gems that don't drop enough, then you start using them. But what hurts the most is when, depending on the level requirement, if any of that happens, and then you just stack level 3s, yes, it makes the whole gameplay very easy throughout, but it also means that it isn't as similar to a normal playthrough experience, outside of, obviously, you want to fast track and alt to get back to where you're at, right? Yeah, well, I'm not talking about, like, items like that. I'm talking about... I'm not talking about items like that. I do that. That I do. But what I'm saying is that I explained to my friends about the integrity of the gems dropped in the act. So yes, there are two ways to play. One is if you have a main, which I still don't have, like, a full main that is, like, way up there, right? There's two ways to play. One is if you're just making a fast track alt to catch back to the maps that your other one is at, then you use whatever means necessary to fast track, right? The second way is the integrity of the act that drops the gems. So, even though this is group play, I do trade for gear, but the integrity of the gems, whether it's skill gems or support gems, right? I'm not fast tracking. So I'm just I'm not like trying to, like, argue anything or anything like that. I'm just making a discussion where there's two kinds of plays, and one other kind of play is that whether you can use level 3 support gems if in any situation it's not the normal, quote unquote, the integrity of the act. Right? So just now, all that other ones are fine so far, right? But I'm just saying, for example, if let's say I need to use, like, level 3 stuff by any means, I'm just saying, an example, like, if there are more and more things that happen to have level 3 on it that I don't have access to for that character, for this character, right? Then it's not something that I do. Unless I've already done that since the beginning. So let's say okay, so the last grasp thing. Okay. Well, no. What I'm trying to tell you is that when when let's just say somebody decides to have level 3 gems that I haven't seen one right now. Right? I'm just giving you the idea because there's obviously the yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to get at. Because there are some who there's two ways to play. That's why I keep saying. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. But of course, if you phrase it that way, people are like, why are you wasting time? Right? So that's why I phrased it that way. But I wanted to remind that I'm not trying to like create some kind of delaying myself in some way. That's exactly how I wanted to say it. But I feel like on the other end, some people are like, you're just wasting time. Right? But again, I don't have level 3 gems myself from like my main. If I had a main, right, I don't have level 3 because this is my highest character. My other one's a level 33 monk, which I'm still in Act 2. Oh, no. No, you're helping me. What I was just trying to give trying to give the impression that there are some people who play their support gems or the gems in a weird way, right? And I'm not saying that like the way I'm playing is like good either. What I'm trying to say is that based on the playthrough. Oh, I know, don't worry. I was just saying that that's the answer to people like that. Oh, right. Yeah, that too. I mean, it depends, right? But like whether it's backseating, I'm not really talking about backseating though. Like it's not so much the backseating that I'm worried about. That's why I keep mentioning the two ways to play. I might. Thank you for reminding, though. I've had once or twice that lost it, but yeah, I mean, I'm not worried to get back to it that much. Uh, I mean, I'll have more damage either way, right? Now that I swapped the thing. Yeah, thank you. Yep, it's fine. Yeah, so that's why I'm not like opposed to too much backseating. It's just that that wasn't that wasn't the real intention. It's just that I just want to like give the impression that there's two ways to play or even three, because so if I were playing SSF, however, because I'm not trading anything, and if I had a higher main that has everything, I'm not gonna waste more time on a second one, right? On a second playthrough, then I might, you know, do like the fastest way of like anything to get the alt raised back to that part. But in terms of a character playthrough, I collect the gemstones and use them as it is. Yes, if I need any spare gems, obviously in the guild would have it, but in terms of like the tier that I'm using will not exceed the zone or the act that drops it. Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm just trying to explain that like some people talk about backseating. I'm not really like too much about that. Too much. Cuz PoE2 I mean, I only played Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 and stuff like that. I come from Diablo 2, so a lot of times I play from Magic Finding. So the way I play is very full clearing outside of like situations earlier where the temple had the fire damage in the center. So obviously I had to be a bit more mindful about my full exploration. But I generally full explore a lot, which that's why it slows me down from progressing faster. So normally people would have, played through this like to crawl in like within several hours, right? I take triple the time because I do a full explore. My scepter is this one. I mean, I haven't seen anything better. Uh, I mean, even from trading, I've tried. I actually went in the middle to try. I did have fire resist, so it wasn't that bad, but it was burning. Yeah, I think this is pretty good for what I saw at like early on when I was using my exalted orbs to do some trading, like one. Yeah. Yeah. And then this chess piece though was traded, but then early on I had a friend that I was watching on Discord, right? So I was helping him and also watching him play. And he had this level 12. So this is my alt, right? Initially this was my alt because I was playing a monk. I started out as a monk, but I didn't play the right way in the beginning, so I changed to okay. So I can go back one more time while waiting. I want to show the chess piece that my friend. This one. Yeah. So let me just go sit closer to my portal, just in case. For chatting anyways. So this was the chess piece that I was watching my friend like early on. When I first made this alt, I was concentrating on my monk. I started out as a monk main, but then I didn't play like with any guide or anything on day 1 and day 2. So it was very tough to play a melee, especially when I didn't know what I was doing as much. Um, Outside of obviously using auto attack for the most part, and then I did use glacial cascade or whatever for some things, but not everything. And then I was using the falling thunder a lot when I should later on use ice strike, which only later on because I was farming Freythorn too much at one point. So anyway, I swapped to a witch as soon as I found out that uh oh. I guess the monsters respawned already. Because we spent so long around, the monsters respawned. Um I think that's why something attacked. But anyway, I was saying, so my witch was actually the second character that I set in Act 1, uh, like, around the manor for a while. And then I was watching my friend play, right? And also helping him out or motivate him to play. And then he showed me this chest because he told me that he found a spirit rare chest. And then I was like, when he showed it to me, I was like, keep it for me, please. Keep it for me, please. I'll use it until you need it back when you make something that uses spirit. So at the time, I was using this, right? And this was before the patch 1. The E patch. So before the E patch, right, I was actually using 4 Arsonists total, even before fighting the first boss in Act 1. So I was already 4 Arsonists before fighting the Act 1 boss. Because my friend lent me this chess piece. So I was playing, you know, with 4 Arsonists the whole time, right? And then after the E patch came out, obviously the spirit increased, the spirit reservation increased, right? So I got back down to 3. And then I traded for this amulet that got me back my 4th one because I wanted the 4th back. You know, I wanted the 4th back. So this was my other temporary amulet at the time, as soon as I could use it. After getting to Act 2, like around Lost City time, I decided that I needed the 4th back after the patch because I was sitting on this witch as an alt. But of course, ever since I started doing more trades and working on resistances, because my another like guild member gave this offhand focus to me, then I'm a fan of playing resistances anyway, right? So I worked on these kinds of things. And I know I should socket something, but I don't have those specific all resist things yet anyway. So yeah, so my minions are like based on my resistances as well. So that's my fun, right? And the amulet I'm using now is another traded one that has the +1 level, and this was cheap. This was one exalt actually. So this is like the one that replaced this. So yeah, so I have reasonable stuff. Was it just that guy that spawned? No, everything else was back already. Oh, by spamming orbs? Yeah, that's what I figured. The checkpoint saved my portal. Yeah, because like just now I was like, while I was talking, right, I saw that there was one or two enemies that already arrived. I was like, the zone must have spawned, respawned, or like refreshed basically. And I don't really mind that sometimes because I'm like a refarm person in comparison to like when some people don't find that very often amusing to do. I don't actually mind. And earlier today, right? This is nothing good or anything, but in the jungle ruins, right before I went back to do that Venom quest, because I had a quest log earlier before you arrived where I had to go to that Venom crypt place. And before I went to the Venom crypt place in the jungle ruins, I randomly looked around, and then I obviously, you know, killed some random stuff, like just in the vicinity of the waypoint. And then I saw a random drop from that, and this was the emerald. I It's the ones that give energy shield, but I added 30-ish spirit on it, so I kept adding. So, okay, now it has additional flat energy shield and percent energy shield with 5 all stats, around 10 strength and dex. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty good when you make it yourself, right? The RNG to make it yourself. Yeah. That's why last time I had this. I mean, I traded for this before I traded up again. Yeah, it is. It can get really horrible. So that's why I wanted a temporary that's why I temporarily got this one to get my 4th Arsonist back, because I already had the 4th Arsonist before that patch. And after the patch, I was like, you know what? I want that back. I want that 4th Arsonist back. So that's why I have this here. Oops. Okay. All right. I guess I'll have to think of my rotation, right? So my rotation is going to be flame wall, well, pain off, well, flame wall, pain offering, flame wall, flame ability, command as much as I can while doing all that, right? And then I can squeeze in my enfeeble if I naturally do it anyway. But I might not have enough mana to do that in this setup. Yeah, no, well, when I said pain offering first is because if it so happens that I want to deal more damage right on the flame wall, right when the flame wall exists, then it would do that, right? I don't think I have enough mana to play Enfeeble now. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. So let's keep it simple because of the mana cost anyways. So flame wall. So flame wall, flame ability, pain offering. I know I'm making it too complex, right? Yeah, I know. But it's just something. Yeah, it's just something there. I think. So, flame wall, flame ability, pain offering. I mean, I'm not gonna watch it like right now, but you can share. Oh wait, no, don't link anything, cause you're gonna get timed out. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know about the spreading. I use it. I used to use it a lot. I mean, I don't know like the intricate detail of it, but I basically see like a lot of purple stuff that spreads, right? So anyway, I just have it the whole time when I played because I enjoy it. Um, like the mana cost is low. It helped in the beginning to do stuff. So that's why I had it. And then again, I play, like I said, I play Enfeeble because in the beginning the minions were weak, and so whatever that can get rid of the yellow champion that uh, glues onto me or something way before the command bidding was there, right? At the time, that's where I did that. But then obviously, like you said, if it's when I play flammability, it's only one at a time or anything like that. Okay. Yeah, this will be interesting, I think. I guess let's try it one more time. I don't think my level up would matter. But one thing I didn't do very well, I think in the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's why I did that, right? But in the beginning though, because I was trying to play a minion build more than well, not a minion offensive build. My minions were dying too much. So like in the beginning I just planned it differently, so my skill tree in the first two the first like 3 nodes or something was like a little different. So I'm gonna be lacking some spell damage, unfortunately. But when I make the guide though, I mean, not that I'm a so when I decided to make a funny guide for this build, I put it to the left side instead of the right side that I went. Yeah. Yeah, so in the beginning I have that, but I'm talking about the 16% myself. So the biggest problem I think now that I have is that 16% issue, because that was how I played in the beginning. I was not really wanting my minions to die, so I was just thinking myself, I'm a defensive player, unfortunately. So the bad news about the skill tree is that that 16% is the problem as well. But outside of that, I have everything right. Well, as far as how I did my skill tree, um, yeah. So anyway, it's just the beginning that I kind of like just missed. Like I should have done that correctly in the first place. But in the next time around, when I redo the tree by any means, then I will fix it. I guess I'll have to spend the whole like to do the whole thing, but I wouldn't do it right now. But of course, um, that 2 nodes though comes back right here. This is the problem, right? Because when it's single target or something like that, this is the part where that 16% really hurts, because you need every little thing for this boss, for example. A lot of the other stuff like previously, it's like you just have to know your mechanics, right? Or like dodge enough. Rhetorical or a real question? I mean, I mean, considering that I'm a full exploration person, Act 3 takes way too long, right? Because full explore or close to full exploring doubles the time. So, my usual clear times for Act 2 were like, I think 35 to 40 minutes per zone outside of Lost City, I think. Lost City was a little longer. But then, like, recently, the recent zones in Act 3 have been like 45 to an hour because of how much full exploration I do. And then, like, whenever I hit the checkpoints, I tend to, like, back off and try to go the other direction first before I go for actual checkpoints. And then, obviously, I use the checkpoint thing to teleport. But still, I like to, like, explore all the blue slivers on, you know, like the blue edges stuff that you see. For example, up top there. Or whenever you explore, right? So, for example, the map you see here, with exception to the bottom right, I've gone through everywhere. Well, that's a Trial Master challenge or whatever, but the bottom right is the only spot, I guess it's the dead end-ish anyway. But yeah, so when I full explore, it extends the time. And so the title is just funny because I do it, like, I do that rather than going straight. Yeah, yeah, I mean, after the first 2 characters or so, you're not gonna do that any more than you need to, right? I mean, that's just a little silly at that point. But I just do that because I want to see, like, what drops. You know? And I actually enjoy the game when I see what drops and also from yellow champions. Like, even earlier, right? When I was talking about um, the chess piece like this, for example. Uh, when I played the monk in the first day or two, one thing that didn't motivate me was that the monk had trouble with the vendor per level with the gear. So, like, I didn't see any plus skills in the vendor on the weapons, and I didn't see any, like, damage range increase either from the vendor of my monk itself, nor, yeah. So what happens is that when I play the witch, why I chose to play the witch is because my monk, when I check the vendor, when I check Una, a lot of times Una motivated me to play where gradually I got more, like, spirit items. So this one is traded because it has the +1, right? But was this traded? Yeah, I think this was traded. But basically, a lot of times my monk found a scepter that my witch could use outside of plus skills. So I had, like, 14% increased spirit, and then I had another 27% increased spirit, I believe, at the time, with, like, I think 30% or increased damage or something like that. Yeah. So, like, my monk saw items that were for my witch alt. So gradually I gravitated towards the witch. And then my ranger, when I played a third character, right? I have a third character for just for fun. But my third character, guess what happened? My ranger, so my ranger at level 7, I saw that there was a rare helmet that was, like, intelligence socket +1 to minion skills and stuff like that. So the RNG of the vendor per level is helping an alt more than helping the current class character of that respective character that you're playing at the time. And then also that ranger at level 7 saw a +1 or +2 melee quarterstaff that would have been helpful had I found it when I was playing my monk, when I was leveling, you know, whether it's drops. So that's why I got so used to loving yellow champions, because yellow champions actually, you know, has a chance to drop at least, you know, blue magical items or a rare. At least seeing a yellow item that you can sell for gold or salvage later, whatever, is better than not, right? So I'm motivated from playing yellow champions, even though yellow champions are difficult. And some yellow champions, in fact, are more difficult than a boss fight outside of this boss. Outside of her, I think every boss fight, I've had some yellow champions that are much tougher than a boss. Of course, when I say tougher, when I say yellow champions are tougher, it's because I didn't play command bidding and I didn't play pain offering, right? So I'm lacking the DPS, but in a sense that I still find that yellow champions, some yellow champions, are tougher than a boss fight. In terms of like the instantaneous damage. Oh, thank you for the help. Thank you for the help. I'll work on this. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, in Freythorn was intimidating. But yeah, have a good night. Have a good rest. Yeah. Oh, one last thing. So, my monk, right, before, in the Path of Mourning, last week. Oh, man. Last week, just one more thing, real quick. So last week, right, on the weekend, I saw one of the worst affixes that I can see, or one of the worst things that happened during normal campaign. In Path of Mourning, there was the revived minions. And I pulled them all the way away from the yellow champion itself. And the minions kept reviving on my monk. Yes, I killed them, but they are also spear monster type. So, like, they keep reviving. They do hurt me, like, a lot and stuff. And, oh, man, that is the worst monster type with the affix, as you call it, from reviving themselves. That's the worst I've seen ever. And then I reset the instance. 20 minutes later, I saw them again. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to change to Flurry. And then on the third time, they didn't... Oh, really? Oh, wow. You had that even in Act 1? That's crazy. Or, I mean, I don't know if you meant cruel or not, but in normal, I find that, like, I don't mind it if it's in cruel or in maps. I just find that being a little ridiculous, depending on the monster type that it is. Normal Act 1, holy. And especially if you get that for, yeah, in the manor, inside the manor, right, there's these, or even in manor ramparts. Yeah, if you got them at manor ramparts or inside the manor with that blood pool, like, blood pool, whatever, or something like that, oh man, that's gonna be so painful, right? So, yeah, I see the problem. But, anyway, yeah, I was like, that's ridiculous. Yeah, anyway, thanks for the help. I think I should be able to do it. Yeah, inside the manor, yeah, that's crazy. That's ridiculous. And then, yeah, and then I do the full exploration is because in Act 1, I got a lot of uniques and exalted orbs, in Act 1 when I play. Act 2 was okay with uniques, like 1 or 2, I think. But Act 1 had the most uniques and exalted. Yeah, thank you. I'll try. I'll try a few times, but I don't really want to stack too much deaths, I guess, hopefully. But I should have more DPS now. I did get her down to almost 1/3 just now. Yeah, I got this. Alright, have a good night. Thank you so much. I should be able to do it. Should be. Considering I got this what? Like this is like 60% or something, something silly, and then this is another 30%. The only thing bad that's holding me back is the freaking. Yeah, I know, but I'm kind of like, I don't really want to stack to 100 deaths for no reason. I mean, outside of this boss, I think this boss is the one that will stack up the death counter, though. I'm just more of a person that for every instance that I do, even in softcore, the whole point is like softcore is not just about, oh look, dying is like nothing, right? Because even in later on, right? For example, from me playing Diablo 2, um I know that EXP loss is later on and it matters later on. And so you don't really want to consider death counter as like not a problem, so to speak. And I know this is still campaign, so it's all right. But I'm a person that doesn't treat softcore just to like say, oh, dying doesn't matter. I'm not saying that you said it that way. I'm just saying in general that some people play softcore because dying doesn't matter. And so, for example, in Diablo 3, you know, people are like, whatever, because there's no quote unquote punishment. Well, in this game, later on, there's punishment, right? And so, coming from Diablo 2 as well, I know that later on has punishment, so I try not to die as much as possible. Whenever possible, there's like no reason for you to die. You shouldn't die. All right, give it a go. Flame wall, pain offering, flammability. Well, whatever. I'll. Damn it. Got closer. I didn't dodge the first one either. Didn't dodge the first one very well either. Okay. So... 6 seconds. So I have to do that every 6 seconds. Well, 8 seconds. Alright. Swap that out to that. Okay. Try again. Got her down to 1/4 this time. Really? Change the rotation. And then it's worse. Not my rotation, her rotation. I mean, it's not worse that I dealt more damage in the beginning from her swap of rotation. But I got so used to the first rotation, I would have preferred the first rotation and the second rotation now. That is so stupid. That is so stupid, man. Every time, I end at the same spot. Why is her first rotation the other way worse? Okay, so that means that I skipped the first. I did too much damage on that first one. Because, no. I skipped the first set of chance. Because in the first one, I had 3 cycles. Now I'm getting 2 cycles. And I don't want the poison wave cycle too quickly. I actually don't mind that if I make myself dodge wrongly on the non-poison stuff, like, that's fine. It's my fault that I die. The problem with this poison wave, it's annoying. Because then I can't do my command stuff either way. Because I'm actively dodging. And yes, I could read better on the where the poison thing is. But when it does that main fire thing, I'm dead. It's crazy. So I need to like hold back, I think. I don't think I can do that much damage in the beginning first. Because if I skip the first wave, and then I need to get her down by the second one, so that I don't get the third one. like right before the third one, she needs to die. Wait, why are my guys locked out? So dumb. Well, my guys are locked out, so...
You are nothing but a locust. Feel how the Kelly stinks!
I mean... I'm consistently reaching that. How else do I do that? Outside of my minions were not here. So crazy.
You are nothing.
Got it.
Somehow, I've been chasing back another kill.
Whew. Holy. Veil orb. Yeah. 2.
I think not.
Got it. What a kill.
How can I be of
Hey?
Hey, boss, stop fooling around.
Pretty cool.
Stay wary.
Yeah. Oops. Wow. That's right. Awesome.